this film Pearl Diver, did you have a composer or score?
Oh, Rigoletto, Verdi, Giuseppe Verdi. Yeah, that was part of the Nashville Opera Film Noir competition, and the whole purpose of that was to do a film for the overture of Rigoletto. So we were like two women filmmakers in a room full of all men competing for this winning slot to play in front of the opera Rigoletto that was being done in a film noir version. But the director, who's a guy, got up and told us this horribly misogynistic plot line of Rigoletto. And my colleague Missy and I looked at each other like, "Oh hell no, we're gonna make a feminist response." So, anyways, we had to use the actual opera music, but it turned out great. But for I'm lucky in that I guess I'll back up and say music's so hard to get licensed, especially when you're an independent person. Sometimes, like we've lost jobs, and with Michael Kirchberger, we lost a job because, oh God, what was it? Darjeeling Limited. They had only so much money for the sound post budget, and someone underbid us. And still, like, our bid was 250 grand for audio post, and we got underbid by another person, but they had to license music, and so a huge amount of the budget for audio went to music licensing for that film, and we lost the job.
Wow.
um Anyways, so but now I'm really lucky to work with students at MTSU because we have the commercial songwriting program. We have an audio production program. We've got like music scoring classes. And in Nashville, there's a ton of music supervisors whose job is to get music placed in film and television, mostly for the country music industry. But these are folks who are skilled and, who are friends, you can look towards to get advice. But almost every film I've made, I've initially used unlicensed music and it's hurt me.
Yeah.
My most recent film, I'm collaborating with a student who's writing stuff for it. But yeah, music's so hard. I think
Incognito,
collaborating with a composer is so critical.
yeah. But Incognito is a musical,
Oh
right?
yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was thinking more about
Well,
Prodigal
yeah.
Man
But
documentary.
this is because documentary and you're licensing and getting soundtracks and scores, and it's doing film music. There's all these little categories.
Oh my
So
God, there's people going around Nashville. There's music in every clip. I'm like, how can I use this? Like, really looking at fair use. Now I'm gonna have to run everything through a lawyer to make sure like I'm not violating copyright or even privacy laws with the people in the footage. Ugh.
mm,
But Incognita, yes, luckily original music because Sarah, who made the costumes, also wrote all the music and stars in this film. So yeah, and then we worked with a um, David Weinstein, who's a composer who had done a lot of work with Nashville Children's Theater, um, and he also teaches at Belmont University, or did teach, and I think has since left to start a theater camp in Maine. Like tough life there. Sounds fun. But anyways, he did some orchestrations with strings, and because we're in Nashville, Sarah's got a music studio in her backyard. We all have these like sheds in our backyard where we record really amazing music here in Nashville. So I will say Tennessee has passed an incentive for scoring. If you use musicians here in Tennessee, you can get a tax rebate.
that's
Anyways,
that's good to know.
yeah, composing for film, TV, and games because there's so
Wow.
many composers in Middle
So
Tennessee.
cool. I had a composer on my documentary that I'm releasing now, and
Game
you know,
changer.
you pay someone, but then you don't deal with all of the licensing and the headaches of that. You pay someone and you send it over to BMI and you're like, okay, here we go. And then you get what you want.
Yeah, I know. Just yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good place to put your money in a budget.
It is.
Mhm.